Hello. Okay, brilliant. Brilliant. Great. Um, okay. Right. This has not been the most successful live stream. So basically, I was talking about my day. I was talking about different things. I was talking about philosophy and um, all that's happened. Um, hmm. Yeah, I've been talking about different things, but nobody's been able to hear me, and it hasn't been documented. I'm hoping this will work now. Okay. Right. Can you hear me? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to this live stream. Thank you for sticking around. Yeah. I've been talking about different things, I would say. But, great. It's okay now, good. If you've got any improvements, then just say. If the game volume is too loud or something. But, yeah, I mean, I quite like the, quite like talking. And I have been talking for a little while, but I suppose not too bad. I've only lost, say, 15 minutes of me talking. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, I was just saying that I did my college work and that went well. And, yeah. And I talked a little bit about philosophy. Don't know why the Rocket League decided to stop working. That's okay. One thing going wrong once in a while isn't too bad. Yeah. Anyway, so I was just saying how strange it is having something rather than nothing, and how it's amazing we exist, and it just makes you think whether there's a reason for our existence or whether we're just accidental and we're just super lucky to be alive, sort of thing. Yeah. Anyway, we can see the. I'm just gonna turn the volume down slightly. Oh no, I can just turn it down. Right, yeah. So there's that to contend with, I guess. And yeah, it's just whether there's meaning to our lives beyond the meaning we create for ourselves. It's really bizarre. I have high expectations of life, that it's meant to be good and stuff, and I'd be disappointed if life wasn't good for some reason, I would say. I don't know where this high expectation for having a good life comes from, because animals in the world, they don't all have good lives. They have like pain and suffering and hunger and cold and wet, and they're always looking for food and survival. It's not an easy life, but when it comes to my life, I expect to have chill out time, playing Rocket League and having a good day at work, and yeah, it's a bit bizarre that I have expectations to have all this good stuff and looking forward to a weekend and stuff like that, and meanwhile, oh dear, that's a goal. Yeah, meanwhile, it didn't have to be this way. But then people in the future may look back towards our time and think, how did they live like that, with having to earn money and go to work? It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So, because obviously we live a better life than the people who used to have to farm their own food and stuff. But, yeah, we do better than we used to, but doesn't mean things are perfect. No. So, I really want to have an ICT job working with a school where I get holidays. That'd be really nice. Yeah. Never thought I'd end up being one of those people in the IT department. Not that I am, but yeah. I suppose I've done fairly well with my A levels and helped me get my current job. Which, I found an opening there. Let's see if I can hit it again. Oh, I nearly went in there. Yeah, so, yeah, I got good A levels, managed to find, a job. And then, from that job, I've got qualified as an ICT person, so, may find another job, which would be good. And could be something special like a software developer or something, and I might find out tomorrow whether I've got this other job. It's not very likely, but I might do. My interview was 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, so but Liverpool are doing well, aren't they? top of the league. They've got the most amount of points any Premier League club has had after 12 games. 34 points. Yeah. But they didn't get the most amount of wins in a row. They got quite a lot of wins, but not the most. Yeah, and Liverpool 8 points ahead at the top of the table, which is good if you're a Liverpool supporter, which I am. Yeah, let's think of another question. Trying to answer it on the live stream rather than answering it off the live stream. Oh, I've sort of touched on that. Well, now an interesting one is, does God exist? And for the longest time, I said yes. And now, I'm more on the side of no. And the reason for this is quite just personal experience and finding that the things that I thought were God weren't really God, sort of thing. And you spend so much of your time looking for God, and it's a real struggle. And I think it's a bizarre thing to believe in God. It's such a different way of living. And the thing I don't like about certain religious people, like Christians, is they think that they've sussed life and they've got a secret key ingredient that no one else has, and they're better in some way, and they've got a duty to convert people. And I don't like that way of thinking about things, thinking that other people are like immoral and not worthy and only you are. I just think it's old ideas, but I don't know why people find it so attractive. I think a big part of it is mortality, sort of thing. People don't want to die, so they do anything to try and not die, sort of thing, which is understandable. But and I find it a bit strange that I'm going to spend most of my time dead. Probably even longer than I was before I was born. It's a bit depressing. I won't notice. I don't have hopes that they're going to figure out how to immortalise people and stuff like that. They probably won't find a way of doing that. Not in my lifetime, which is a bit of a shame. They might do, but yeah. So yeah, a reason to believe in God is you don't want to die. Unless it's all real, of course, but I think there is there's advantages of religion and working together as a society and having common beliefs, and it helps society in a way, apparently. But I just think that the biggest thing about it all is there's more than one religion, and they can't all be true, and they're in direct conflict with each other, and yet people believe in one as if it's the best thing better than sliced bread, and it's just ridiculous. Yeah. I think, will I ever take a day off live streaming? Probably not for a while, but I'd like to watch a film sometime. Just finding the time to watch a film might be quite nice. Then if I'm unemployed, then I'll find the time to watch loads of films, which is ideal. I hit it a bit too hard there, but it's off the ceiling and in, hopefully. Nope. Don't think that was a good hit. But people are on it. So I've been live streaming for three weeks. I think I have had some good activity in that time. Promising. Used to be that my channel was like dormant for the longest time and no one would watch, so having people watching is quite nice. I like to have guests playing with me, hopefully. Like invite friends round and stuff. That might be quite nice. Yeah. We're gonna score in the next 6 seconds. Nope. Anyway, so does God exist? I don't know, I can't say for sure, but it just seems a bit silly to have an existence, have a reality and think, oh, there's something outside that reality, which never interacts with it whatsoever. So, just a bit bizarre. Why would you create a race of people, not and more important than the animals, and have them on Earth for thousands of years as Homo sapiens, and only in the last hundreds of thousands of years as Homo sapiens, and then only in the last 2,000 years there's been, you know, interaction with God, with like the Bible and stuff, and now people are clinging onto it. I don't know, I just think it's a bit far-fetched and a bit unnecessary. I think it's okay to focus on your life and try and make it as good as possible. For me, there's like two different things about life. There's enjoying life, making the most of it, and then there's also work. And I wish the work could help with the making life good part. And I think it's very rare that that the life part you can do that at work, sort of thing, because you do spend a lot of time at work, and the whole thing of work is before you know it you're at work again. Like the days just come thick and fast, and you go to work and you're at work again, and it seems like you've just been at work, and you wish you could have time for other things. But then if you really enjoyed your work, you wouldn't mind so much. I think I'd like to have a job where I talk to people more, and that might be quite nice. I'm just so pleased about my college work situation. I could have been in a real sticky situation, not being able to get a job. I'm just scoring own goals here. Not quite, but there you go. Yeah, having a job you enjoy, that's what I want. Will it happen? I don't know. I'm now ICT. I'm an ICT specialist now, apparently. And that's what I do. ICT. I don't know what I was hoping with a maths degree. What I was trying to become. At one point I wanted to become a professor or something. That might be a bit hard. Yeah. This live stream hasn't been tip-top, well, it had a slow start. Oh, might score. Yay, I scored. Yeah, so let's get another question up and see where that leads me. Is there life after death? Well, I would say it's a bit of a contradiction to say that your life extends after you die. I don't know. Just doesn't seem like it's part of death to say that you're alive again. If there was life after death, you wouldn't die. And I said this before, but this is another big problem. I think my biggest problem with religion and Christianity is that they all believe there's life after death and you go to heaven, but no one wants to die. Everybody wants to live. And it just goes to show that human instinct of living and staying alive far succeeds your belief that you think there's a heaven. It's just like, why isn't everybody has death wishes? Why does everybody want to live so much if they think there's life after death? Doesn't make any sense. Tried to save that. I was there or thereabouts. So is there life after death? I'm not a big fan of this whole consciousness thing, like extending beyond our bodies. Even though I think there is something special about consciousness, I just don't think that it's special enough to continue outside of our brain when all of our consciousness is basically our brain activity. Yeah, so yeah, life after death, probably not. Just, it's like falling asleep or before you were born or something. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah. But would we even want to live forever? There's something special in knowing that you're going to die because you want to make the most of it. Like if you lived forever, you'd quite happily spend a year in bed doing nothing because you know that you'll have many years to come, sort of thing. So I think there is a motivation about not being alive forever for you to make the most of things and not mess things up. Okay. I like Harry Styles' new song Watermelon Sugar, and I like his sense of dress style. Just looks really cool with his high heels and long trousers. That didn't count as a save, but it was more or less to the same effect. Okay, that was a good touch. Yeah, so next question. What is the best moral system for like morality? I would say there's got to be some sense of objective morality. In the sense that things are right and wrong, like intrinsically, and there's actually good things and bad things, irrelevant of whether people agree with them or not. But I think there's also the sense of consensus of people realizing what's good and bad based on what people think as a whole and what people agree upon. Because people want to live and people don't want to die, murdering people is wrong and you get punished for it. So there's prison for those people that murder. But that's definitely a consensus thing, because no other animals think that killing gets you in prison, but we're smart and we don't want to die and we're able to lock people away, so we do it. So there is a little bit of people all thinking the same thing and having a moral thing based on that. But the whole thing of there being a god, if there was one, is that you'd have a god deciding the morality. So you do tend to think of objective morality, and by that I mean, you know, having a moral system which is like a law that is true outside the human thinking. I don't know about that. I think it's really weird, because when I actually think about it, a lot of the things I used to think, like say 4 years ago, when I believed in God and everything, a lot of those things I just don't think anymore. And you just think for yourself, and you just think more like a normal person, and you just end up thinking, well, situational ethics, you know, it's not so bad. I did do a bit of philosophy and ethics at school, and situational ethics was terrible to write essays about. Yeah, thinking based on the situation whether something is right or wrong, rather than thinking, I used to know a lot more about this kind of stuff, rather than thinking whether there's like objective truths, and you know, there was all these different kinds of, oh no, I didn't say that. There's all these different kinds of theories, like totalitarianism and utilitarianism. Utilitarianism was about maximizing pleasure and minimizing suffering, and totalitarianism is for the good of the people, for the good of the population as a whole. So in totalitarianism, it might be good to torture terrorists to ensure the public safety of the masses, but in a system where moral actions are judged based on the action itself, then you can never do something as a means to an end. You have to consider something as an end in itself. So you can never kill people for a end goal. And stuff like that. So all these different theories, and basically instead of thinking there's a God thinking all these things and there's an objective morality to everything, I just think we're lucky to be conscious and smart and everything and be able to live, but morality is just a mixture of what you think is good and what other people think is good, and you try and we're social creatures, so we try and look after each other, and morality is about taking care of people and helping other people, which in a way helps yourself, sort of thing. So there you go. So let's think of another question. Yeah. I do sometimes score. Haven't scored in this game. Yeah, I keep on saying this, but I'm happy about my college work. I was getting excited during my sleeping that I'd finished my college work. It's a bit of an anticlimax. Like, now that I finished it, I'm like back to normal, but just happy that I completed it. Such a good thing. Because I was thinking many times throughout my apprenticeship is that I'll just complete my apprenticeship and then I'll stop, sort of thing. And because I wasn't liking it, and when I found out that I had to wait until November the 19th, which is today, to do my next unit, I was thinking, oh no, I'm gonna have to do this apprenticeship for ages. But technically I could hand in my oh, thank you. Somebody messaged me saying have a nice day, bro. Yeah, technically yeah, so technically I could hand in my notice and only work for a month more and complete my college work within that, and I would have completed my apprenticeship. But the whole thing about having a job and finding another job is just going to be a lot easier if it's going to be a lot easier if I've got a job, because there's all these internal jobs, and you know, my sister is looking out for a job for me. But I'm gonna get my level 3 apprenticeship thing. Bit of fun. What gives life its meaning? I would say that you find your own meaning in life. Find your own meaning in life, and the life itself, what gives that meaning? I'd say other people, just talking to others, relationships, and like work. If you enjoy your work, that could give life a little bit of meaning. But other than that, you've got relationships and loved ones. Yeah. And you find different things that mean stuff. Very good answer. I suppose my life at the moment, I find the most meaning probably at the moment in my Rocket League. Yeah. It's just having something to look forward to. Be quite nice. Yeah, Rocket League gives meaning in my life. Also my family. I suppose that was nearly a goal. Yeah, just Rocket League gives life meaning. Spending time with my sister and my brothers, that gives life meaning. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to have a partner, relationship, girlfriend type situation. That'll give my life meaning. Yeah, it'd be nice. And I can, I suppose having a family is a lot of work, but I think it is worth it because I think people are great. Have it. It's a lot of work to begin with, but you end up with some pretty cool people. Just having people much better than pets. And I think freedom to do what you like is a bit overrated. I don't know, because people without family, they can like do what they like. They can book holidays and stuff like that. Oh no, it's gone in. Well, there you go. Yeah, so I think families are worth it. It's just a question of whether I will be able to find a family. Don't know. Well, if I do an hour of this live stream, it's not exactly an hour because the first bit you couldn't hear me. So there's that to contend with. But I think, oh dear, conceded. Yeah, but I think an hour might be good. Feeling quite tired today. So I think I want to go to bed, sleep, regroup, re-energize for the next day. And really the week, is a bit of a hard bit of work, particularly Wednesday, Thursday, the business end of the week. Monday and Tuesday have a sort of quality where you don't mind doing Monday and Tuesday because it's the first 2 days of the week, but Wednesday, Thursday can be a bit of a pain. And Friday is okay because it's the last day. Yeah, I don't mind. My Rocket League is not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's also not too bad, my Rocket League. Let's see if I can get another question. Okay, what is a fair society? I would say a fair society is when everyone has the same opportunities to have a good life, and people can feel safe, and people have enough time to do things they like. People can support themselves. Yeah. I just don't know what the work is. I don't know how necessary it is for happiness. Sometimes I feel like work just enables you to be able to work, sort of thing. Having the work-life balance just enables you to continue working and cope with it. But I think it shouldn't be like that. It should be centered about your life and your relationships, and the fact that I spend a lot of time doing things that I'm not really interested about is not the best, and wish I could spend time with friends and family. Wish I could do that more. Like, to think of the actual times I spend with family has come less and less these days. Spent some time with my sister, and gonna spend some more time with my sister at Christmas and more time in February, but they're like spaced out by 2 or 3 months of having to just work at it, sort of thing. I really should try to play somebody that isn't this group that are really good. But there you go, they're good. Apparently I'm part of a team, whatever that means. Yeah. I don't pick AI. Why am I with AI again? Crazy. That's why I keep on losing, because I'm with AI. See, that goes in. Right, I'm quitting and I'm finding somebody else to play with. Yeah, so I've done my apprenticeship. Well, I've done a lot of the college work for my apprenticeship. And it's quite good because yeah, my apprenticeship is quite good. I think it's the most impressive thing that I've done. Yeah, more impressive than my A levels, because I've had some difficult times going to work every day, and it's actually coming towards an end, which is crazy. Yeah. And yeah, when it all comes to an end, I would have done really well with my apprenticeship. and it's my first bit of time at work. It's really cool. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what I would do if they offered me a job at where I work. I don't think they will, but if they did, I would be stumped, to say the least. Really stumped. Because so much of the time I've thought I need to do something else. But it's easy. I'm tired. It's easy to get settled in. Yeah. Easy to get complacent and do 40 years at work. Yeah. This is a competitive match, whatever that means. I'm getting ranked. Although I'm unranked at the minute. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to work for the same organisation for my whole working life. I want to do something interesting. And there is something to be said for starting a new job, because you're able to learn new things. And it's more interesting to start off with. And yeah, it's good that I got my current job. Gets me in the working world. Better than my year 10 work experience. Yeah. I think I might make this my last game and actually go to bed after this. I've sort of live streamed for an hour, but you haven't. Oh no, I just stopped there and the goal there. Yeah, sort of live streamed for an hour, but you weren't able to hear me for the whole hour, so there's that. It's worked pretty well for a number of days now, but my microphone just wasn't working properly. I wonder if I can score. There's an opportunity. I touched it. Yeah, so there's the old work. Surely my next job's going to be better. Surely. And I could do a level 4 apprenticeship in software development. And I could learn to write code. Yeah. I think I need to try and see if I can get this job as a software tester, even if I'm most likely not going to be able to, because it's a properly good job, earning good amounts of money, and then I can be a software developer in the future, whatever that means. Yeah. But yeah, I just think life is it's good and stuff. Yeah. I'm just so happy to be oh dear. I'm so happy to be somewhere near the end of my apprenticeship. I don't want to forfeit, even though the other people do, because I want to keep them playing. See? Oh, nearly. Oh, do you know what? Yeah. I think I'll end it there. Yeah, sorry I didn't play for very long this evening, but thank you for watching anyway, and hopefully things can continue to work in the future. Yeah, and I might have a bit more energy another day, but it's good to play a little bit. So thank you for watching, and I'll say good night. Thank you. Good night.